Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. Today I wanted to start in a different way. First with the news, which I normally don't do that, but it's quite impressive to see how the US have been moving more jets in the Middle East in order to have a stronger defense. And even though what the Bitcoin price have been doing, it give a shit. It doesn't really seem to affect, even though we've falling right now. Actually, in real time, it's falling, but actually, it's not about it. It just continue having this consolidation we have been talking in the last episodes, and I just wanted to mark it out because this time has been a bit different, I would say, compared to the other years when you have whatever new and then the price just drop. But even with this really big news, it's not just whatever news, no, it's something that could affect worldwide, but it still has not. So hopefully it doesn't really escalate. And moving on as well with this same topic, I want to just point out why it's so important to have our self-custody. It doesn't matter if you just, in the case that you just have a couple of hundreds in exchange just to do some trades, it's fine. But in general, in order to protect your wealth and your Bitcoin, self-custody is the best option. Always. That's the main reason why Bitcoin exists and why you should do it. We see in this case how I don't know if actually it's pro-Israeli, because in other news they don't mention this, but the hackers, they steal 90 million from Iranian crypto exchange, which is called Novitex. I never heard about it, but probably it's quite big there. They stole in 90 millions, and probably also most of the normal people losing all these funds, no, for all the stupid escalation they having in between. And that's really interesting how Bitcoin is getting politically more and more involved and super powerful. And this is something quite interesting that you can also read in the book. This book is called Software from Jensen Lowry, which is really interesting to see how Bitcoin play a big role and will play a big role in the security of government. You should just check it out. And let's go next to the price. Actually, we're having this nicely drop, and I think we're gonna even fail to this down to liquidate all this. This is a liquidation of 50x. So actually, it's quite interesting because I had been mentioning this before. And the daily one I was mentioning for the next days that probably we're gonna have just a small green valley, which will be pretty much a downside to the bottom of the consolidation we have been having for many days. So we perfectly, if you want to get the best price, you're never gonna get it, but this is the big opportunity again to start collecting some satoshis again. This area, I mean, I will wait a little bit more because today, as we have been talking, it will be time frame of 2 weeks more or less. Sometimes it can be a week, but mostly it's 2 weeks. And from there, also this line is getting strained. So this line is really important because depending on the direction the value goes, it will give strain either negative or positive. So just keep an eye on it. But at the moment, I would say that we will go to liquidate everybody that is around the 100, 102. And also remember that the 100 is such a strong psychological number for people. So we just can potentially can go and retest that area again, no? The 100, which is pretty much, let me see, it's almost the consolidation we have, the bottom of the consolidation. Also, that is actually in this blue line, which is actually 100. Wow, 100. We could say 100. And the weekly looks perfectly fine. We just bounces. There's nothing to complain because we just bounce around the 100,000, which is what we want and what the price and market want in order to continue the big leg up, the last leg up from the Elliott wave, as I have been saying, to potentially, depending of the time frame, but it would be 135, 145, something like that. We will continue observing the market and see what actually it's gonna do. So yeah, and the 4 hours chart, I would say to wait a little bit. Here you can see how the market is doing this second valley, and we potentially have a go strong. So yeah, we could go and reach this area super easy. We're gonna go, and yeah, the liquidation is gonna be here exactly at that point. Gonna treat a lot of liquidation 50x. So if you're one of them, sorry for you, but I guess you have some risk management. And if you're not, you should have it. So yeah, and if you want to trade when the market dumps like right now, I will recommend you to check it out, Bitfinex, where you can do trades when the market dumps and when the market pumps as well. You can make money either way. And the interesting thing about this exchange that you don't need KYC. So yeah, you should just check it out and see if you can make some chips. I wouldn't recommend you to go short on Bitcoin, to be honest, but long, you can do it at any time. But if you want to trade something else, you can do it right there. I also wanted to point this because I mentioned so many times, and this is a game changer. It's like I'm saying, just like another normal day in crypto, and this never used to happen before, and now it's just so normal to hear that every company is just either searching or thinking about it or adopting Bitcoin. But this is massive. It's like 15 billion payment giant Klarna, which is it's a Swedish company, but it works in the whole Europe, or many countries in Europe. They will try to accept Bitcoin because Shopify is doing it already. So they don't want to miss this opportunity, either Bitcoin or stable coins, it doesn't matter, but somehow it will come out this a loop when they can start as a stable coin, because the brain doesn't give anything else for more crypto, so for Bitcoin. So they just start simple, saying $1 is $1, that's it. And by the time it will come more, people want to play more around, learn more, hopefully. And yeah, it's just good for the market, for the liquidity will come more, and also for the mass adoption that we're gonna have with the time. So just keep an eye on it, because it's just super impressive. So this is just a short video I wanted to show about the beauty of the secular trend of Bitcoin. If you just patient, like I have been saying all the time, just buy whatever amount you, at this point, it really even doesn't make any sense to say amount you're good losing. Like if you put, I don't know, like $1,000, $50,000, that's okay. If you lose it, you're gonna live well after that. It doesn't really make sense, because we have been proven so many times that whatever money you put it, if you don't sell it but you put it on Bitcoin, with the time and with the patience, you always gonna have it back, even with big returns. So let's just take a look at this, and you will see what I mean. We don't need that music, but you can see just how I've been just growing. I mean, they just kind of like copy paste the chart. Not always it's the same, but it's just so insane how I've been just growing massively, and you don't need to do anything more than just wait and be patient. Talking about something again from Europe. It's really so interesting how you always see the in technology the mass adoption start like with pornography, for example, all the bad side. Let's say pornography can, I don't know, can be good and bad for some people, but referring more like for example the case of Silk Road, which was a free platform to transact in Bitcoin, and you could sell anything you want. And governments, they always reject it. They always they always after that it come military, if I'm not wrong, but it's going in the same line, like bad actors, pornography industry, the military area, then it comes back to civilians, and then until the end, they're always the governments. They're always so stupid. They're always repressing the technology. Like in the case of France, in this case, no, they completely they reject the proportion to mine Bitcoin. What they really gonna reject about it? Even though you have already countries like El Salvador, Bhutan, China, Russia as well, and many others, Finland as well, and Norway, if I'm not wrong, they mining as hell. And probably many other countries too, but they still don't announce it because they don't want it FOMO from countries. But yeah, it's just so, I don't know, it's sad or just so, yeah, it's just stupid to see this kind of announcement from Europe. They're really against technological stuff. For that, you also have all these annoying experience on the internet. It's the only place in the world where you have this annoying experience on the internet. When you just enter to an internet, and immediately you get this stupid pop-up of the cookies, and the experience completely gone, you know. And at the end, it doesn't really solve anything because so many companies, they just find a way to at the end get you cookies and track you, and at least that you have more experience, and you find a way to remove all the things. But in general, they just don't, they're not pro technology, and they're really dumb doing that. In the case of Germany as well, like selling when Bitcoin was at 50,000. Oh my God, this is just, I feel so sorry for them. And now having it at 103, my God. Yeah, so just jumping next to the next topic. This is one of the reasons why you still early. It doesn't matter if it's 103,000, if it's 150, you're still early. And yeah, just listen to this.
If you have to choose between free Starbucks for a whole month or one Bitcoin, what would you choose?
Starbucks, probably. Starbucks.
Starbucks, fair choice.
Free Starbucks.
Okay, why is that?
I've heard stuff about Bitcoin. For some people, it's profitable. For other people, it's not. So it's a 50-50, and I don't have time to like take risks and chances on stuff like that.
Yeah, you're removing completely the whole life. Just taking risk is the most beautiful thing you can do when you age. You don't look too big, but that's one of the reasons it doesn't matter. 95% of the people, 90% of the whole population still don't get it, and that's why you still have a chance to collect some chat, some sats. Let me see. This actually was just a result of news. Something else I wanted to point out, because we have mentioned in the channel about this Sui situation. I think we were talking about when it was around $3, something like that we're gonna have this cool off, and probably retesting this area to probably we will go to retest this area. Because why I say around that area, because it's the only strong support we have. Even this in a big candle, we can just touch this part, the 185, 83, and then go back immediately. Why? Because we can see how the value is going really slow and it's no strain. So I think we're going to be cooling off a little bit more. You haven't seen how I've been jumping massively, which has been nice, right? But no consolidation, no following, or no consolidation, no cool off. And I think it's time for Sui just to take a break and see what it does next. Let me see in the daily. The lately, yeah, you can see what I was mentioning before on Bitcoin. Having this double violet, the direction is down because it's red, and you have this trend which is it's really strong. So strong in the direction of this valley, which is negative. So for that, it's going down like this, no, without stop, pretty much. Like someone want to see the price really down, or and the next support would be in this area. So if you're looking to get some, I would recommend you to wait a little bit, and probably from the area where it is right now, you can start putting some percentage, I don't know, like 20%, and then if it felt more, just put 40%, depending if you believe in the project, if you know about the project. But if you want to speculate, then you better set how much money you're willing to lose, because you can lose a lot of money as well in cryptos and in Bitcoin. No, but in these cryptos, they have CEO, they have a face, so at any time, anything can happen. So just keep in mind this, just for the next 2 weeks, I would say, for the next week, more or less, we're probably going to be reaching oversold area in the RSI, and then we're going to have a big buy order, and that will make this line, this trend, it would get lost. And by the time we preferably would be nice to see consolidating, and then once we see that, we can enter, and we will see a massive pump to the upwards. Now just have it on track. If you're interested about Sui, and if you're interested about other, just leave a comment below, subscribe, like, and I will be taking a look in the next episodes. Now I just wanted to finish with an interesting video about Paolo when he's talking about how important it is to have Bitcoin, because you can just move freely around the world, and the governments, they cannot control it. This is one of the features of Bitcoin. Just listen to that.
Bitcoin is the check and balances for the world.
Let's see, just gonna put a little more volume. There we go.
Bitcoin is the check and balances for the government, because then you can opt out, you can move somewhere else, you can bring very easily your wealth with you. I'm not saying that you should be an anarchist or whatever. What I'm saying is, like, it's always good to not have to trust the government with everything, because it makes the government more accountable. If the government knows that people can opt out and can basically send the government to hell just because the government does not control their money, then makes everyone more accountable, and people can feel safer. Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. That is just one of the features. Last time I wanted to mention about that, but it's just one of the features of what actually Bitcoin is. With that is the neutrality, because it's not tied to any country or central bank, doesn't have any political agenda, and that make it globally fair. I mean, at the end, that is really a financial democracy that we don't have. We don't have. If you think that we have, you're completely brainwashed, because now that we have the chance, the opportunity of enjoy this technology like Bitcoin, it's the first time we can have real financial democracy. The other part, really important, he was mentioning last time as well, in another video, but it didn't work out well, the connection, so the video just got caught in the middle. It's about the scarcity, which Bitcoin have just 21 million coins, as you know, and most of them have been already mined or lost. So there is just even a smaller amount of coins in existence, and then it's just a few millions that are gonna come with the years with the mining system that Bitcoin have. So that make it even more scarcity, and no one can print. And like with the case of the fiat currencies, that governments can print as much as they want, and they always love to do that. that's why many people are completely fucked. And the inflation is just ripping off all the savings. The other part is the security that Bitcoin have. We have a huge network, completely decentralized, that didn't used to exist before, but now it does. Since Bitcoin was born. And they are securing the network around the globe. The other point as well, he was mentioning there as well, is the portability and disability. That you can send $1, $100, or 100 millions or billions dollars in a couple of minutes, cross-border 24/7 with really low fees. And it's completely permissionless. It's something we didn't have before. And you're probably wondering, like, why do you need this? You don't need that, but actually when you learn how money works, you will see that you actually, the money you think you have is actually no money. It's just an idea that you have money. And the crazy thing is that money, you have it because of the energy of your time you give and your work. And every year the government, without telling you, is depreciating that energy and work you do and whatever field you're doing. They're depreciating through the inflation and the debasement of the currency that we can talk in another episode. But more and more people are waking up, and you should also, if you don't understand these topics, you should just research a little bit more about it, because this once you learn it, everything makes sense. Then every little topic on earth, it makes sense, because it's all connected to finance at the end. And the last the last thing I wanted to also I mention is about the adoption. No, before it was nothing. Bitcoin, nobody really pay attention to that. Just people in their basement and computer and lens and all this geek shit. But actually, with the time cap is growing more and more and more, and now you can see how institutions like countries, they're fighting for it. They want to mine it, they want to have it in the balance sheet. The same the case of the states, and they're gonna do it potentially it is next year, or it doesn't matter, but they're fighting to have it. And once they do it, it's gonna be a big race for every country to have it in the balance sheet. And that's why you should not wait until that point, until we reach that point. I don't think it's gonna be late, but you can have it in a cheaper price right now, and you should not waste more your time when you have the option to do it right now before everyone else. And yeah, just wanted to point out that again, and hopefully you will get some, and with the time, if you're patient, you will have some returns. So if you would like me to go more deep into that topic, just leave the comment below and subscribe again, smash the like, and see you next time.